we have DC potential as a part of our technology, and actually we're using this because we need something to be able to evaluate brain activity, brain neural activity. So not just cardiac activity, not just activity from autonomic nervous system in case of regulation cardiac system, but something what will provide useful information from brain point of view. So, and we are following now in our company to approach what was developed in Olga's Institute of Human Brain in St. Petersburg many years ago, since early 70s, right?
Yeah, 60s, 70s.
Actually, yeah, end of 60s and up to middle of 80s, right? Yeah. The most extensive time it was. So, and this approach was established by Bektereva, Ilyukina, Aladjalova, right? And this approach is more electrophysiological approach because there are other points of use how to interpret DC potential. Like in Moscow, there is another school, they're measuring energy metabolism of the brain. So Professor Fomin. And in Germany, they're looking on DC potential completely differently. In Western world, I mean, in the States, it's just, you know, okay, so if organism is still alive or die, and that's it. So, and there are different directions. I'm just explaining background. We are following direction what was developed in St. Petersburg. And we have a lot of papers and articles published in Russian language, and they were translated in English, and you can find them on PubMed about how to interpret DC potential. So, and basically Ilyukina developed approach where this DC potential reflects level of activation, super slow regulatory system, let's say, let's use these words, and level of the DC potential, which is functional state of a nervous system, which is like a wakefulness level, reflects adaptability, ability of organism to be adapted to environment. So, and simply words, if DC potential is very high, it means very high tension, nervous system working very hard. So if DC potential is very low, it means system was overactivated, overstimulated, and now inhibited, trying to reject all additional impulsations and stimuli from outside. So it's simple interpretation, right? And there is like optimal biological area, optimal biological corridor where this DC potential should be. So they developed a method in 1980s, 80, I think, 79, 80. They placed electrode on vertex here and another electrode here. We're trying to collect a piece of information or small puzzle of information about brain activity, which could be useful and helpful for management of training process. So if we can use this information for better decision making, it's better than nothing. So like heart rate, right? Earlier it was like, right? Now we have sensors. So we're getting a signal from frontal area of the brain, which is also okay because this area connected with a reticulum formation, quite rich and very important area. So our interpretation is, so we can evaluate adaptability, trainability, learnability, and if DC potential is going very like drop down, like decreased a lot, it means system is going to be exhausted, just closed and trying to reject everything. So if DC potential is very high, it means system working very hard. Simple interpretation, very understandable for coaches, and they can make decision. Okay, if DC potential is staying on a high level very long period of time, I must reduce training volume. And as soon as he's reducing, DC potential is decreasing.